Hello and welcome to the first episode of It's Drew with your host, Andrew Lucas. This is my first time ever doing a podcast, but I want to tell you a little bit about what my podcast is about, what I am all about, and who I am. So my podcast is going to focus on sports with the NFL and with college football. I'm a huge football guy. I'm a giant Ohio State Buckeyes fan, and I also am a big Buffalo Bills fan. It's a weird combination, but it works, So I want to go over some of my picks this weekend between the NFL and college football. This week is kind of be a condensed episode. I'm hoping to drop one every single week. But we'll just see how my schedule plays out. But I really am hoping to drop one every week. So I'm going to go over some NFL games. And then I'm going to go over my picks for college football as well, and a little bit about why I chose what I chose. But like I said, this episode is probably going to be about 20-25 minutes. Typically, I'll be aiming for that 40-minute range of an episode. So first of all, we're going to go over what I call my risky predictions. So Utah and Oregon, they're facing off this week in the Pac-12 championship. They're playing in Levi Stadium where San Francisco plays. It's a huge game for Utah. They're coming in the game 11-1. Oregon's coming in 12-2. And Utah actually at this point, right now it's about 7 o'clock on Friday, so they're about to start here in an hour. Utah has the line right now 7 by 7. So Utah, I really think they're a phenomenal team. The combination between the quarterback and the running back on that team is unbelievable. But I think Utah is not going to be able to beat the powerhouse of Oregon. Oregon may have 2 losses this season, but I really think that Justin Herbert is going to explode in this game. And I think they're going to come away with a close win against Utah, and they're going to win 33-30. So next we have the Big 12 championship game. It's Baylor versus Oklahoma. Baylor's only loss this season is to Oklahoma. That's the only loss it has. So Baylor's coming into this game, and I'm thinking they're kind of looking for that revenge. Currently it has Oklahoma as having the line by 9 points. Lincoln Riley is a phenomenal coach. He's proven himself throughout the last couple years, and it's very difficult to bet against him. He's gone 2-0 in the Big 12 championship. In 2017 and in 2018, he proved a couple different things. He got Ohio State, who he played in 2017, and got destroyed by. I remember watching that game. It was awesome. And then in 2018, he came back and smacked him right in the face. And then we also have TCU. So early in 2017, he played TCU and he beat them by 18 points. Then he played them again in the Big 12 championship and he beat them by 24 points. He's a very good coach. Very good. You don't give Lincoln Riley a chance to play you a second time because he'll blow you out of the water. So I think that Oklahoma is going to come away with a convincing win this week. I think they're going to win by 14. I think Baylor's going to keep it close, but I think they'll win by 14. I have the score as 35-21 Oklahoma. Then we have the Sun Belt Championship. Most people don't know about this game, but I have some pretty strong opinions about it. Louisiana is playing Appalachian State in the Sun Belt Championship. Appalachian State currently is ranked, I believe, let me check here. App State is currently ranked, I think they're 21 or 22. It says here that they are 21. And I really think Appalachian State they're a good football team. But here's the thing. Louisiana, this team is really good. They have 2 losses this season. They're 10-2 coming into this game. They lost the one game to Appalachian State. They lost by 10 points. And they lost one game to Mississippi State. The first game, they lost the game by 3. I mean, this is a good game. And it's what I'm going to be watching. You see, they played Mississippi State, an SEC team, They lost by 3. Then they played Appalachian State, and they lost by 10. But I think Louisiana's coming in here with a chip on their shoulder, which is what every single coach says. So I guess I should say it too. But I think Louisiana's going to come in and beat Appalachian State. Appalachian State does have the line in the game by 6.5 points. I think Louisiana will win it by 7. I think they're going to win 30-23. Next on the list, we have Cincinnati at Memphis. This is the American Athletic Conference Championship. The line for this game is 9.5. It's in Memphis's favor. Cincinnati's ranked 20th. Memphis is ranked 17th. It's actually I think it's going to be a great game. Cincinnati's 2 losses this year, one to Ohio State, which is understandable. You know, they're the only complete team in the league, but then, or not in the league, in the NCAA. But then you have Memphis. Memphis they played very well this season. They ended up beating Cincinnati last week, and I think when you get a team like this to play back-to-back, you're going to end up beating them. So I think Cincinnati is going to come away with a win. I think they're hungry. They're coming off a huge loss to Memphis, so before this loss, I think they were like in the top 10 potential. You know, so they could be up there, and I thought they could play against some of these other teams like Baylor and Oklahoma and really have a decent shot. But I think they're gonna come in this game angry, and I think they're gonna blow out the spread, you know, and I think they're gonna win 31-21 over Memphis this week. Then we got Georgia LSU. This is probably gonna be the best game of the week besides that Baylor Oklahoma game. LSU and Georgia, they haven't played yet this season. Georgia comes in 11-1, and LSU comes in 12-0. But LSU, they have a great team here. On offense, they've been unstoppable. But on defense, they've kind of been slowing down a little bit, and they've kind of been holding up, but their defense, they give up a lot of points. So I think that in this game this week, Jake Fromm is going to come out on fire. He's going to come out tremendous. I think he wants to go. I think his passion to go to the playoff is so big. So I think that he's going to explode in this game. And I think it's going to be close. And I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think Georgia will come away with the win in the end, though. I think they'll come away with a win 43-40. Then we got Hawaii and Boise playing. Now, at a glance, this looks like it's going to be a horrible game. You got the Mountain West Championship. But let me tell you, Hawaii, they've looked pretty good. They haven't looked bad this year. They haven't looked horrible this year. They're 9-4 coming into this game. Boise's 11-1. Boise's ranked number 19 in the country. Boise State, actually, they're favored by 14 points in this game. But I think because the Mountain West plays their championship game down there in Idaho at Boise Stadium, I think Boise is going to end up destroying them. It's a home game for them. It's a championship home game for them, which I think is wrong. But I think they're going to come out and destroy them. They're playing on that sacred blue turf, and it's going to be 45 degrees there. We'll see if the Hawaiians can hold up against them, but I think Boise is going to end up winning this game big, 42-24. Then we got Clemson and Virginia playing. Clemson is favored by 28.5 points. 28.5 points. I think that's too many points to be favored by in a championship game. It's a conference championship. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Clemson is going to come out, and I think they're going to struggle early. I think they're going to play a great game starting that late second quarter, and then I think they're going to end up winning by 21. But the problem that I have with this is that they have the line being 20.5 points. And Virginia's not a horrible team. I mean, they're 9-3 this year. They've played some good football. But yet, we still count them out. I think that's wrong for people to do. But It's football, But they beat, let's see their schedule here. So they lost to Notre Dame, they lost to Miami, and they lost to Louisville. But they beat Virginia Tech last week, who was ranked 24th. And they beat some okay teams on here. So I think coming in, playing Clemson, they aren't going to win, but I don't think you should count them out so easily. Then we got for the final game of the day, as far as I know, we have that Ohio State Wisconsin game. Ohio State's favored by 16 and a half points. Once again, I don't think that's great for them to be favored by that much, but I get it. And I'm saying this without bias. Ohio State is the most complete team in college football right now. Either way, I mean, Wisconsin doesn't really have anything to lose from this game. Either way, they're going to the Rose Bowl. They have really nothing to play for but redemption. I think Ohio State, even if they're struggling in the first two quarters, they're going to come out and make great adjustments. Earlier in the season, I was really skeptical of Ryan Day, really worried about playing him. Not playing him. I was really worried about having him as a head coach. And I wasn't too fond of it. But the more and more he's proven himself, I got to give him credit. But they played Wisconsin back in October. They won 38-7 in the shoe. I mean, I think they're going to come out here and play great. I don't know if they're going to beat them as bad as they did last time. The prediction I have for them is the 35-14 win. Hey guys, just interrupting this real quick to tell you about a great podcast app that you can use if you're interested in creating podcasts like I'm doing and you have a creative mind. Feel free to use it. It's called Anchor FM. It's completely free, and they distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple Music, and so many more different places. And the great thing is you can even make money with your podcast. So because I'm telling you this ad, it's making me money right now. This is everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So be sure to download the free Anchor app today or go to Anchor FM to get started. All right, welcome back to It's Drew. And believe it or not, these predictions, it's true. So we're going to move into another subject. We're going to talk about the NFL a little bit. We're going to talk about some more of my predictions. I'm only doing 5 this week, plus our upset of the week, what I think the upset is going to be. But then moving forward, we'll start to do more and more games every single week. So the first game we're going to talk about, 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers, who have been on fire, they're going to New Orleans to play the Saints. Now, the line in the game, it's New Orleans by 2.5, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's a tough place to play. I mean, you got Breeze back. You got a great passing offense. But here's the thing on the other side. You got Jimmy Garoppolo, who's been great. Nick Bosa. This defense is really good. It's really good in San Fran. I mean, they're only giving up 163 pass yards per game. 116 rush yards. I mean, they're giving up less than 300 yards a game. And they're coming off of a loss at home. So I think 49ers are going to go into New Orleans. They're going to be fired up. And I think they're going to come in with a victory. I think it's going to be close. But I think they're going to come in with a victory. And they're going to win 28-24. Next on the list, we have the Ravens. And they're playing the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. The line right now, it's Baltimore by 6. The Bills are coming in here. They're feeling good, The Bills upset the Cowboys. They're giving up 15.7 points a game on average, which is very, very good. Their offense, it's recently had this huge explosion. I've watched a lot of their press conferences. They always talk about 1-0. They don't really talk about the past games when they go into their Wednesday press conference. They kept on asking Josh Allen, do you think you'll win this week? Do you think that because you guys have been winning, like you're going to continue to win. And he's like, look, we're just trying to go 1-0 this week. And I love that mentality, you know. And then it's going to be a good game. But here's the thing. On the other side of things, we got Lamar Jackson, who's been a freak of nature. Okay. He's a leading rusher. He's averaging 429 yards with his offense each week. And then he's coming off of an emotional win as well. This Baltimore team, they're really good. Now, since I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, I'm not going to pick this game for you. I want you to go on and tweet me at Fasting My Diet this week. Let me know what you think, and you can comment. Just tell me a little bit about it. Give us a little bit of what your thoughts are. So the next game we got going on are the Chiefs at the Patriots. Now, I'm kind of worried. Not only are the Buffalo Bills in the Patriots division, which makes me nervous, but the Chiefs are a really good team. But Bill Belichick's a really good coach, you know. So we got Patrick Mahomes. He's been phenomenal this year, and I feel like it's kind of been overlooked. This kid has thrown 20 touchdown passes this year, and he's only had 2 interceptions. And you have to remember, I mean, they might not have a run game, but he only has 2 interceptions without a run game. And, you know, Brady's got a bad receiving core. You know, they've been struggling. But then you also have to, like, it's Brady there. You got their defense. They're only giving up 12 points a game. But when I see that, it reminds me of the Cowboys game a couple weeks ago. That game ended 12-9. There's not enough offense on that New England team. So I think Kansas City is going to come away with a good win. I think they're going to win 27-24 up there in New England. Next, we got the Seahawks. They're playing at the Rams. I think this is the best line I've seen all day among games. The line for this game, it's even, which I think is perfect. You got the Rams coming in. They've been playing. They had a great game last week. They blew out Arizona. I really thought Arizona might win that game, and they came in there and blew them out. You know, they have a great defense. They're coming off an emotional win. And here's the thing. The Rams are playing for a spot in the playoffs right now. They're going for it. Russell Wilson, he's probably going to be the MVP. If not, he's going to be close because, I mean, who else is going to get it? But it's either him, I think, or Lamar Jackson. But, I mean, Russell Wilson has been phenomenal. He's got a great run game. They're averaging 143 yards per game on the ground and then 400 total yards of offense. So I think the Rams are going to upset the Seahawks in LA. I think they're going to win 30-24. It's going to be a big game for them. It's going to be a big defining game for them for the upcoming postseason. Now, my upset of the week. I know you've all been waiting for it. My upset of the week, you got the Redskins who are playing the Packers. Now, look, the Redskins, they lost by 9 to the San Francisco 49ers. They only lost by 9 points. And, you know, if you watch, Haskins has been getting better. I mean, they're on a 2-game winning streak. The thing that worries me about this game is Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers. The Aarons. They're also freaks of nature. Crazy how good they are at the sport. But right now, Green Bay's defense is not great. So I think that the Redskins are going to pull away with a win at Lambeau Field. And I think they're going to shock the world. And I'm really thinking they're going to win. I think they're going to win 35-28 with a last-second touchdown led by Haskins. So that's my upset of the week. And those are some of my picks. Just to quickly breeze through them real quick. We got Oregon going to win, I think, 33-30. We got Oklahoma, who I think is going to win 35-21. Louisiana 30-23. Cincinnati 31-21 is going to beat Memphis. Then you got, I think, Georgia's going to beat LSU 43-40. Hawaii is playing Boise State. I think Boise's going to tear them apart, win 42-24. Clemson is playing Virginia. I think they're going to win 42-21. I think Ohio State's going to win 35-14. I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to come away with a win against the Saints in New Orleans, 28-24. Then I think Kansas City is going to come away with a win against the Patriots in Foxborough, which is going to be crazy. And I think they're going to win 27-24. Then you have the Rams, who I think are going to win 30-24. And then the Redskins, who will win 35-28. And then last but not least, we have the Ravens and the Bills who are playing. I want to know what you think. I want to know what your thoughts are. Hit me up on Twitter. And I want to know who you think is going to win this game. And if you think that my Bills are going to lose, which they might. If they're going to lose, tell me why. And I love to hear the opinions that you got. So thank you so much for joining this episode. There's going to be another episode coming up next week. I'm hoping to drop it by next Friday, and we can discuss the aftermath of the championship games, the college football playoff rankings, and we can discuss the latest in NFL sports. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a phenomenal week. Share this, spread it, and let me know your thoughts on it. Tweet me at Fasting My Diet, Instagram me, Andrew_laughs Lucas. You can hit me up on Facebook, Andrew Lucas. Check out my comedy page, my YouTube, Andrew Lucas. And just be sure to give someone a compliment this week. Let's try to keep compliments going, keep that good atmosphere going. So even when, your best friend who happens to be a 49ers fan and you're a Saints fan, they feel a little bit better about it just because of the compliment you gave them. All right, thank you so much. Hope you have a great week.